Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube video channel, and today I'm going to show you a painting which I'm going to do on this particular wall plate. So this is basically a ceramic plate, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to paint on this. I have actually coated this with matte chalk acrylic paint, which belongs to Little Birdie. It's a very good chalk paint and gives a very dry kind of a texture like this. So it's not glossy, it's just dry. So my inspiration for this particular piece is captured from the blue pottery of Jaipur. It's called the Jaipur blue pottery, where the motifs are more or less blue, and the motifs are mostly floral, and that's how I'm going to work on this. So this part one of the video, I have already painted this plate for you, and I'm going to sketch out my motifs in part one, and in the second part of the video I'll show you how I paint it. So let's get started. Okay, my face shouldn't come. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just go by this. So I have basically done a little bit of research about Jaipur's blue pottery, and about what motifs they use, what designs they're going to paint. So it is, can you just take the video a little closer? Yeah. So I'm basically going in for a freehand approach to sketch out my motifs. Yeah. Okay, let's go for a little bud here. So I'm going to use a stylized approach for this, which means the design may or may not be something that you've seen earlier. Yeah. And I'm trying to go very light on this, because after this I'll be painting it with the acrylic paint. Yeah. So the design, I'll make it later when I go to paint it. Let's try a bit of a stylized leaf for this. So before you paint anything, you need to have your inspiration in place, because mindless doodling is also possible, but sometimes you just end up doing something which is very weird. So I believe in doing my research work beforehand and going in for a motif that I like and being prepared with the design beforehand. So sometimes what I do is I also flesh out the design, the motifs on my sketchbook first, and plan and see where the placement would be. So I draw it beforehand like that, and then I trace that design from my sketchbook to the final product. So that way I'm more sure of where the placement is. This I generally do with my kettles. Now I'll be showing you in another video how I paint my kettles. And yeah, by the way, the kettles are a hot seller, so yeah, I need to show you that one. So the very skilled artisans of Jaipur do the blue pottery, and they are amazing at it. I'm nowhere close to that level of work, but still I can attempt something or the other. God. Zoom this, just show them. Yeah. So you can see how the motifs are turning out to be. I want to do something a little different here. Okay. So as I'd mentioned, that I've used the frozen ice color for this particular piece as a little bud here. sure that your pencil work is extremely light and you hold your pencil very lightly, because if you try and graze it, then there might be scratches on this paint. I'll be going in for a matte finish, or later on I would decide to go in for a varnish effect. Let's see what it turns out to be. All depends on the design. Florals are a big hit this year because everybody is trying to paint something or the other which is floral, and anyways, floral never goes out of fashion, and especially the planters and the leaves and the foliage. Everybody loves them. Yeah, I forgot to do this. Okay, I'll branch out this way. Yeah, very good. So my inspiration is pretty random. I mean, my motifs are pretty random. So you can even do a mandala on this, like a floral mandala, but it depends on the design you're choosing. So I'm just gonna go for this simple one for this. I would like to thank my sister for taking this video. Credits to her, being so patient with me, putting up with my artistic whims and fancies all the time. So that is the thing about doodling, it's that you have to follow your hand. Your hand guides you in your design. And you flesh out the colors, and it is so I think I can take a route from here somewhere. Yeah, we can do that, right? A little stylized. Just a little bit of design elements here and there. So today, basically, for the color palette, I'm going to attempt a monochromatic color scheme, and it would depict blue and shades of blue. So most of the designers and painters mostly go for the monochromatic color schemes, and they love doing that. I will tell you a little about color theory if you inbox me and want a few pointers on what color theory is exactly. We are going to use cool colors. Cool colors are like blue, blue and shades of blue. A little bit of white as well. For this particular design, you can use an HB Stadler. I'm just going with whatever I have right now. That's an Artline HB pencil, but you can use a Stadler if you want a very good effect. Anyways, the pencil needs to be light, so you needn't worry what color or how dark it is, how deep it is. It looks a little empty on this side, right? So I'll just build on the design a bit more. A little overlapping of design. Let me think. Okay, I can give a nice. Some of the inspirations are pretty Indian, some of it is pretty Mexican. Some Mexican motifs, some Indian motifs. Jaipur has a lot of amazing artists and artisans who do their work really brilliantly. So those of you who would like to see a video of how I paint my kettle, you can drop in a comment below, so putting in a request, and I'll show you exactly how that works. Painting a kettle is very difficult. That was a joke. It's not that difficult. It's just that you need a few techniques in hand, and you need to keep your hand steady, and then you can ace that as well. It's a little tricky towards the beginning because there's a lot of curvature there, but a plate like this flat, it's pretty easy to paint. Fleshing in some designs. So just a second. So basic skeletal framework is ready. Now as and when I paint, I'll try and add a few more details and build up on the design. Well, I'll just ask my sister this, that does it look a little asymmetric or not balanced?
You need to fill it here.
Yeah, I need to fill it here. That's great advice. Thank you. So I will use certain berries as fillers. Yeah, okay. Super thankful to my sister for pointing out some of the fine details. She's like my reality check amma in place. She gives me those reality bites, like really hard ones. Well, I'm an ugly painter by what she says. Is it?
Yeah.
So the biggest critique of my work is my sister only. She will give me like for this drawing she would give me like on a 10 how much do I get for this particular. Okay, there you go. Never satisfied, never happy. That's what I like about her. Client, tough clients. So do you think I need to fill in a little bit more, just leave this a little empty? What do you think?
Yes, it's okay.
It's fine, right? Later on we can fill in more details when you take the next video. So for now, part 1 of the video, I have fleshed out my design on this particular plate, which I have painted with chalk paint, matte effect, home decor. You can get this online at itsybitsy.com or even on Amazon when the lockdown ends finally. So yeah, and I've used frozen ice blue. Just capture the details and just show them a little more about this. So I've chosen a very different workspace today. It's my window which I'm working on because I'm really fed up of working on my bed, and I can show the view outside. Just there's no view as such, but this is the kind of work I'm doing. So I would like to talk a little bit about design and how you approach it. So basically design has a few principles which we should follow. First of all is lines. I have used a lot of lines in this particular drawing, and those lines have been given a certain closure to mean certain shapes. Now shapes have been formed. There's this like a heart kind of a shape here, then leaf shape. Organic shapes have been used here. So shape is another element of design. So out of that we kind of balance it out. Balance is a principle of design, and we've balanced out this design well in advance, and you would find that we're going to use the next element of design, that is color, on this in our next video. So if you want any information on any resource or any product or anything which you feel will help you to attempt this on your own, you can send us a request and inbox us for any request which you think might be. So and thank you for watching my video today, and with your support I will come up with a few more videos in the subsequent days. So stay tuned to my channel and watch the next step. Thank you.